It's becoming a meme on the internet that every time something bad happens with planes, it's because of diversity, the American religion. I don't know how much of it is due to the religion and how much of it isn't. But what I do know is that there is an army of people, an army of experts in the comment section that always goes, it's like, no, 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 you don't understand. Like, planes always had problems, okay? Like, planes always had problems, especially Boeing. It's not diversity. Do not dare to suspect such a thing, because if you suspect such a thing, you're just unintelligent. Right. What is diversity, though? It's corruption, right? It's nepotism, is what it is. Like, you're not hiring the best person for the job, because if that's the case, then you wouldn't need diversity, right? Unless you are trying to convince me that all of these American corporations used to be racist as fuck, and whenever they had a candidate that was the best person for the job, they would say, well, you don't get it because the human genome has been spliced and you didn't get the lottery ticket, right? Like, I refuse to believe that. In a capitalist society, you just can't afford not hiring the best person for the job. Now, what is happening is that it is corruption, right? It is nepotism. Like, how does nepotism work in Eastern Europe? How did it collapse the Soviet Union? I mean, it didn't by itself, but it definitely helped. Well, think about it this way. If you have a factory and you put the boss's son in a position of power, right? Like you give jobs as medals, as awards, as representation, right? Like it's not like a job is a position that has to be filled by the most competent person. No, like a job is now a medal, right? Like, congratulations, you got a medal. And we know that this is the case because the companies are public about it. Like, they have percentages. Like, what type of madness is this? Like, you have a percentage to fill based on the cock and the pussy. Like, only in America, right? Especially only under the guise of the Democrats. Like, this is how they think a society should be ran. So what ends up happening, right, when you put the boss's son in a position of authority, you have, like, the people under them, like the engineers who have been working in the company for 10, maybe 20 years. They're more experienced, they know more. They start mocking the boss. They start making fun of him because he doesn't know shit. So usually the boss becomes very arrogant, very cocky, is going to advocate for the people under him to get fired, replaced by other incompetents. So you end up with this level of corruption that's pretty much like nepotism that drives factories into the ground. You can see this in Hollywood if you don't believe me. In Hollywood, for instance, like, look at the lack of creativity that has been done in the last couple of years. And again, you have the army of apologists saying, well, yeah, but like making movies is expensive. Like, fucking bullshit. It was always expensive to make movies. Like, the idea that you're not supposed to take risks because there's too much money involved in making a movie is absolute horseshit. It's not, this didn't happen in the 90s. It didn't happen in the 2000s, in 2010. Now everything is a remake, a prequel, a reimagining, a spin-off, because the fuckers just can't write for shit. They literally can't write for shit. And not only that, you look at video gaming companies. And I said this before, like, most of this video is like me just repeating what I've been saying and putting it into one video. But imagine you're a talented artist or a talented author, right? And you've been writing for 10 or 20 years. Some of your pieces have gone worldwide. Like you're a writer at Blizzard or an artist that drew Alex Straza. Well, now they put this plump, massive corporeal manifestation of an HR lady on top of you. And your art has to go through her. So the question is, like, what the fuck did she write? What the fuck did she do? And the answer is jack shit. She has a major degree in gender studies and that's it, but now she has the authority and the wisdom to say, like, what type of thing gets past her and what doesn't. Of course it infuriates the artists. Most of them are going to quit. This is probably what happened at Boeing and what's happening at many other companies. The only difference is that because it's an airline company, when something goes bad, people notice. Like if it's something else, if it's video games, no one gives a shit, right? If it's Hollywood, no one takes it seriously because it's entertainment. If it's a beer company, no one cares because there's other beers, right? But when it's an airplane, people notice because usually wings don't come apart mid-fucking flight. Like, this is a new thing. This is a new phenomenon. And apparently, if you look at the statistics, the near-air collisions that happen have increased significantly within the last year. I think it was even a record. Now, from what I know, speaking with people that do work in the industry, They told me that a lot of pilots quit during COVID, right? Like when they told pilots like you gotta get vaccinated or you can quit, a lot of the elderly pilots just went fuck it. You know, they didn't even agree with the concept of being coerced into this. And then you also have like the diversity initiative. So now it's like, okay, well, the pilots that you fired, hired the gender studies majors, right? And this is the issue. And by the way, they always obfuscate like diversity with racism because like when they say diversity, they actually mean race. Like what the fuck does diversity have to do with race anyway, right? Wasn't it initially it's like, well, we need people from diverse backings so they can have like different ideas to fix a problem. I don't know why you need different ideas to fly a fucking plane. That like it should be standard procedure on how to construct an aircraft. Like just follow the manual, make absolutely sure that you follow all the instructions. And when you fly the plane, it should be like driving a car, right? Like you don't need like 5 or 6 different drivers in order to figure out how the wheel works, right? So basically, like this is the nonsense. It started like, yeah, we need like people from diverse backgrounds because like a person from a rural area has a different opinion than a person from a city. But then it transformed into race. Like what the fuck? You know, like are you saying that certain races think differently than is this what, right? No, this is literally what they're saying, right? But if you articulate it, it sounds racist because it is. So it's not that even they care about the skin color so much because they would never consider Candace Owens. They would never consider the Hodge twins. There was even a racist joke recently towards one of the Supreme Court judges. Literally, the one that happens to be black. That's the one the Democrats pick on. Like none of the others are fine, right? But that particular one, I think like a late night comedian was offering him $1 million to resign. That, you know, so like diversity is not about it. It's about ideology. It's like, do you speak the speech? Do you believe the things that we tell you to believe? Right? Are you one of us? What are your pronouns in your bio? Like that is the shit that matters. And of course, you know, it's more advantageous to hire new people because you pay them less than to hire someone that has been an expert for 20 years. Now, again, if you don't believe that diversity can cause this shit, look what happened with the sub last year, right? Well, Titan. The submarine Titan, the CEO, refused to work with the icky cisgender white man, and instead he wanted diversity. Translation. The icky white men that had years of experience because they served in the military, which is the only place where you can get experiences on a sub, were telling him this is not going to work. Like the way you build the sub is going to end up with a critical failure. So he went, okay, well, these guys are expensive and they're telling me what I don't want to hear. I can hire like a diversity major and they're going to tell me what I do want to hear. And they told him what he wanted to hear and the sub imploded. Right? So like we do have precedent for this. Now, is this like particular incident with the plane coming out due to diversity? I don't fucking know. But I'll tell you what. Whenever there's a forest fire, every single fucking time the mainstream media says it's due to global warming, right? So if they can do that, why is it so wrong for normal people to use the same logic in other situations like this one? Let me know what you guys think though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.